While Hurricane Irene rages here in coastal Virginia, I wanted to show you some modifications I made to my Smith & Wesson 980 hunting knife. This is just an inexpensive knife. I actually picked this one up for 12 bucks, and you've seen it before in other videos, but I've done some great modifications with it that I want to share with you during the hurricane. The first thing I did, and you saw this in another video, was this has a craton handle, and where this guard comes down at the bottom, which is fantastic, it also extended it up on the top. I cut it off. What I wanted to use this knife for was more of a survival type camp bushcrafting type knife, and they called it a hunting knife, but if you look at it, it really isn't a hunting knife. It had more of a tactical flair to it and than it did for hunting. I wouldn't choose this knife for hunting, but I thought it would make a decent camp type bushcraft knife, and I think it does. So I cut that craton material off the handle on the top. Makes like a great thumb pad. You saw that before. Now you can handle it better. You can grip it in a number of different ways without that guard being in the way, and it also allows you to work with wood better. You can baton without hitting that guard. It just works out a lot better. So that's the first thing. The second thing I did was this craton handle was a little bit loose on the tang. The front of it jiggled, and the pommel in the back, which is connected to the tang with the roll pin, became a little bit loose within time. So what I did, between the space of the craton handle and the pommel, I got some 6-pound fishing line, 6-pound test nylon fishing line, and I wrapped it around and tied it off, wrapped it around very tight, kept wrapping it, and then I tied it off. What it did was it pushed the craton handle forward, snugged it up against the ricasso, doesn't budge, nice and tight now. It also pushed the stainless steel pommel back a little bit. It locked that up and secured it, made it a good solid knife. I tied it off when I got done wrapping it, and I surrounded it with some Gorilla Glue. That worked out great. The third thing I did that's obvious, I wrapped it with Paracord. The craton handle on this knife was way too small. It was kind of loose in your hand. So wrapping it with the Paracord just gave it a lot better grip, a lot better feel, a thicker grip, more to hold on to. Really works out well. What I did was, and when you wrap, if you're going to wrap a knife with Paracord, my strand that runs horizontal along the handle here, put it on your palm side of your hand. If you're right-handed, that'll be the right side of the knife. If you're left-handed, on the left side. You want that extra bulk, which runs on this side, in the palm of your hand. That fills the palm space and just gives you a better grip. There's a number of ways to wrap knife handles. I did it in a simple way. Now I've got a nice lanyard on the end of the knife. And I wet it, I soaked it in water, wrung it out a little bit, then wrapped it as tight as I could get it. I've got the little dangle in the front. I want to continue to make it tighter and tighter before I get my lighter and melt that off there and you know, to terminate it. But I haven't done that yet. But now I've got some emergency paracord. The grip is a lot better. It's much grippier. Feels fantastic in the hand, and this knife, it feels like a new knife. Totally turned it around. So the Smith & Wesson 980 hunting knife, not really a good hunting knife, but now it's an okay camp knife, bushcraft, survival type knife. So that's what some of the things you can do to knives to customize them to what you want to use it for and your needs. So while I'm hanging out watching the house in the hurricane, I thought I'd share that. Cyclist 1222 out.